and it will be defended. You have to stand for something or not, because then otherwise someone comes in and gets you.
We're Star Wars fans.
Star Wars fans?
Beams of light. And I would hear sounds that sounded an awful lot like car horns.
Welcome back to Vase Productions.
Here we go.
The word copacetic means they're going to rip off your tongue and lick your ass with it. And yeah, we're copacetic.
You hit me again!
What's the Andrew's fault? She gave me the right direction.
Actually, pretty
This
cut
way,
and dry.
that way,
It
that
was Steve's fault. I was trying to give directions and she interrupted me.
Welcome back to Vase Productions.
Let's talk about Luke Skywalker, the greatest Jedi Grandmaster ever.
Oh, what the? You just call whoever you want to, and then people are like,
And not at all in the rebellion, but she's like, that.
welcome back to Vase Productions. That was a mashup of all the intros that I used to do back in the day when I was doing a lot more ranting about Star Wars and making memes about Star Wars when I was first getting started on this page. We're celebrating now that I've gotten past the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I've got like hundreds of hours of watch time. So we did it! Woo!
Shut up and take my money.
Exactly. Booyah. Booyah is correct. And so we're just hanging out, celebrating that. I'm joined so far by Debbie and David. They're both from the Geek News Now organization, which I'm now part of as well. GeekNewsNow.net. Check out Geek News Now. It's where we all hang out. Some of us were just doing reactions for stuff. It's great to be over there. I'm glad that I found that, and that we can have all the fun that we do on MCU Mondays and all the other shows we do. But anyway, that's not what we're here about. We're here for me. Celebrate me. And talk about, this channel, how it got started, and, how I kind of got on my way. And so I actually have a couple videos that I can show you. The first thing I'm going to show you is, and the reason I started my channel, I guess I'll explain it a little bit, is like 3 years ago, I decided to go back to school. I had my associate's degree in English, but that was it. I hadn't finished college, and I only wanted to go back if it was something I really wanted to do. And I met this dude. I saw on Facebook that he was working as some sort of like television related job. And I was like, how did you even get into that? Like, how did you get into that? And he told me he went to this certain school and like got this degree, and it was like a state school nearby. And I was like, I could do that. And so I did. It was essentially film school. That's what I went for. And I only expected to go for writing, because before that, I had always thought I'd either be writing books or using my writing talents. And so I was like, I love film though. I love Star Wars. That all means so much to me. I would like to learn more about that. I just assumed I'd learn how to write for film, but then you have to take other classes. So like I started taking like editing and like film history, and I was just falling in love with all this different stuff. And so my YouTube channel was originally me just something to do. It utilizes the necessary skills and the things that I'm learning and helps me put it into practice. And so that's partially why people are like, why are you making all these weird Star Wars memes? And I'm just like, for me, they're like, what a waste of time. Like, how obsessed are you with this? I was like, first of all, I'm very obsessed with Star Wars. Okay. Second of all, it's cathartic for me because I didn't like The Last Jedi. I didn't like what happened and how that all shook out. I didn't like the atmosphere around it. I didn't like the way that I felt as a fan of Star Wars. I didn't like anything at the time. So for me, instead of just being angry or just upset, it was fun for me to make little cartoons and have a laugh. And other people were like, you're just, and then, as soon as, the whole thing around that was if you don't like it, you're a bad person. Or if you do like it, this, that, or the other thing. I was just like, you can like a movie and it doesn't define your existence necessarily, especially Star Wars. Boom. And so I started making little cartoons and things, but I've had a sense of humor before. I was a stand-up comedian before any of that. So I always have had my own stand-up comedy that I've done, and B, now I'm doing a lot of comedy reactions on this channel, and I'm going to start doing like live streams and stuff with local comedians soon. That's something that's in the works. But so that's a little bit about me. Also, in 2019, I interned for 2 weeks at the International Film Festival in Cannes, France, which is huge, and that was amazing. But that was tucked in there. That happened too. I just always forget to mention that, and people are like, "Wait, that's huge," and I'm like, "I know." It's great. Whoops. So anyway, I've got some videos here. This is the first thing I ever wrote and filmed. And I ended up using a beer in the commercial, or it's like a commercial essentially. That's a local brewery brews, and they sent me $100 when I sent this to them. And I actually got to play this or screen it when I was in France for a student screening. And I told my professor, I was like, "Hey, that student film I made got screened at Cannes." And he was like, "That's officially like the most famous film to ever come out of this school." And I was like, "It wasn't like a real screening." He's like, "It doesn't matter. You're there." And I was like, "All right, cool." Word. So this is that. It's called Beer of the Gods.
Dude, I'm telling you, with my religion, all you have to do is you just pray and you get whatever you want. I'm telling you.
Man, I'm certain that's not how this works.
Really, just have faith in me, bruh. Just watch. Oh, powerful man in the sky, deliver unto me, your faithful servant, a frosty cold one. Oh!
So, first thing I ever shot, and like wrote direct shot essentially for a film class. And my teacher was like, he loved it because, again, this is like a state school, and it was one of the earlier classes that like multiple different, you didn't have to be in like a film major to take this class. It was one of the intro classes. And so a lot of people weren't putting in that much effort at all. And so he saw mine, and he saw dry ice, and he was just like, "Dry ice. Oh, I mean, like just that much effort." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I wanted the impact crater." And he was like, "No, yes, absolutely." And the bubbling of the thing. And so that was a lot of fun. And part of the project was you had to make something look like it was in motion that's not really in motion. So that beer can right there, when that's happening, is on the end of like a screwdriver that I had. And I would press the screwdriver. I just aimed the camera at the sky, press the thing on the screwdriver to make it spin, and then got a couple different shots and edited that over. And there you go.
That's pretty cool.
And it's just a lot of fun because, you know, it starts out, you know, it's like, I'm sure that's not how this works.
Dude, I'm telling you, with my religion, all you have to do is you just pray and you get
I was raised like
I'm telling
very Catholic, and my family is really religious and stuff like that. So that's actually why I came up with the part where he's like, "Oh," and my dad cracks up. He always asks me to show it to people whenever I see him. He's like, "Show him the thing that you made with the thing." And I was like, "Okay, the beer. Yeah." And he's like, yeah.
Show him the thing with the thing. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I also, you know, it's just fun. I got to show that at the film festival in Cannes.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive to have that happen.
Yeah. And also, again, the brewery gave me $100. I sent it to them. They're like, "We love it. Here's $100." Oh, let's see. Daytona. I love beer. Yeah, I'm a fan. Say no more. I want one. Yeah, that's some good shots in it. Thank you. Yeah, I that one that we kind of stopped on there was I like that angle there from like the beer. Yeah, it's Resurrection, Brewer's Art Resurrection. I thought that was the perfect beer for like the beer of the guy. I don't know. There's probably some other one I could have got, like Thor's beer. But this is, like I said, a local thing. So you do stuff for local companies and maybe they give you money to go buy more of their beer. Real beer. Yeah, that was real beer. And we went through like a case of the beer. Apparently we still haven't used that $100, which I find absurd. I think that's we might have. So yeah, that was one of the first things I ever shot. Yes, real beer. And then so we have that on the one side, and then we also have I have a couple of the little like cartoon type things I made. And if you like the sequel trilogy, that's fine. Just know that this is largely making fun of the sequel trilogy. Okay, it's just it's okay. I love the prequels. I also love to make fun of the prequel. Okay, so we'll just be adults here and now laugh at this.
Those are traffic signals. Okay, all right, wait a minute. I haven't gotten there yet.
And great, you should be making a left turn here.
There's no left. You don't know where I am, Tape. This ain't working, Ollie. This ain't working.
You should pass 3 fuzzy poles with blinking lights. Those are traffic signals.
I passed the traffic signals.
You should pass 3 fuzzy
They're
poles
stuck,
with blinking
Charlie. I
lights.
need you
Those are
here.
traffic signals.
This tape isn't working.
I'm sure many of you are wondering what composting involves.
You should pass 3 fuzzy poles with blinking lights.
Blinking fucking poles of a blinking light.
Make sure your compost pile gets plenty of air. Now,
I'm Sandra.
Pile,
Dumb bitch.
Sure not.
So that's the first of a 2-part series so far. I haven't made any more, but the 2 were pretty good. Called It's Always Sunny in Alderaan. And, you know, I was just, again, frustrated with The Last Jedi, and I saw this episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I was like, what if I just copied their faces on there? And then I was like, I don't really know how to do that. But then I learned how to do that, and then I started doing it a lot more. So there are like 20 or so of these type of little cartoons that I made, these little like memes in action, basically. And that was mainly what I was doing for a little while. It's yeah, they use very similar music. Oh, keep the Carlin coming. Oh yeah, see, and that's the other thing I do a lot is the George Carlin. Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna keep making the reaction videos. I know. That's where most of that's what the people want. I'm showing you everything else I do. I'm not like, well, you can see a comedy. They get enough views on their own. All right, people know about that. They find it in the search. This is the stuff that nobody finds because probably they're not looking for it. But yeah, there will be more George Carlin, more Robin Williams to come. So this one, I was watching Community and I had the same thing happen.
This habitat was for humanity. Whoever did it, step forward. You 5 are in big trouble. Jeff and Britta, you're free to go because you didn't step forward and are therefore innocent.
I got good enough at it, and that's not like high quality stuff. But the thing is, just like cutting something out, pasting it on there, moving it along with something step by step, like depending on how you do it, can be a lengthy process, especially since I didn't really know how to do it when I first started. And so doing those little cartoons not only was cathartic for me, fun for some people, infuriating for other people, which was, again, hilarious for me. So double hilarious for me. And I was mostly doing this to have fun. Even when I rant about stuff or get like worked up, it's mostly just for like entertainment value. Like, Anyway, that's why I put at the end of the intro the times when I cussed and I had to bleep it out with R2D2, which is just a fun thing that I started doing. I was like, because he's always like, I had to bleep out every single word he said in those movies.
Very true.
Okay, this is the last of the little cartoon type things I had. I noticed that the not for nothing, but Disney showed me the prequels are a masterpiece. So this is the last little cartoon I have here for this live stream about Star Wars and the sequel trilogy. I noticed that the Rise of Skywalker trailer and the Maverick trailer were very similar. So not only did I put them side by side and they almost matched up exactly, but then I made this where I combined them. The Rise of Maverick. That's just terribly done. It was just because we watched. If you remember the Rise of Skywalker trailer, she's running from literally Kylo's ship that's running out, that she jumps over it. And there were so many things. I saw another one that somebody did much better, graphics than I did, where they just had him shoot her from a while away. And I was like, yes. And so I saw this trailer, and like it was basically what I did with this in the beginning was I just replaced parts with Kylo's ship with the scenes from Maverick, and then color corrected them to be like the same color because they were slightly different color of sand and like desert or whatever. But I was just him flying low along the ground. Did they plan these trailers together? Because if so, you would have thought they would have tried to make them a little bit more different. Like, hey, can you cheat off my test? Yeah, just don't make it obvious. Too obvious. Okay, so like I said, there's more of those. There's a playlist on my YouTube page called Disney Star Wars Memes, so there's enough to have a whole playlist there. Now what I have is another cartoon. This just has nothing to do with Star Wars or anything like that. It was a final project for one of my last classes in film school, and it was the class was like Special Effects 2, and I was using a program called Adobe Animator was one thing, Character Animator, as well as like After Effects and Premiere and a bunch of different stuff combined. But essentially, I animated this entire short that you're about to watch, and wrote it and did all the everything, I just did the whole thing. It took a long time. I think it would have turned out better.
Yeah. Oh no.
South Park style movement, so there's less to animate. You got it. Still a lot.
Is that what I think it is?
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
And I played the homeless guy.
Keep your crap out of my box.
throws a gun? Who throws a gun? Did they get any worse? What's that? Oh my God, that's a syringe! Oh, there's a syringe in my arm! Oh, I'm sleepy.
Hey, he doesn't have a nose.
Haunted laughter.
Oh, poor snowman.
That's it. Time for me to get this hat. What the hell was that? Yep.
So, what does the name Vase stand for? Does it have any kind of meaning or?
Oh no.
Oh, you kicked me out.
Yeah, I can't let David hear this for some reason. Kind of, and no. I wanted something different, and one day me and a friend were standing around joking. This is part of it. But it was a joke about a bong. It's a vase. And then it's also a joke about that what is it? Where you see two possible images. It's either two faces looking at each other or it's a vase. And then also the Greeks used to tell stories on vases. And there's actually tons of things that end up going into it. By the time I came around to making the name, I was like, this is great. And nobody ever knows what it is. And some people call me Vase, and some people call me Vase. I'm like, I just ended up having fun with it. And then it just ended up being fun when I get invited to live streams or doing live streams with people, and they're just like, hey, Vase, what do you think? And I'm like, that's me. I'm Vase. it's weird, but fun. And so it just became, I stick with it. So
it's the uppity people that call you Vase, isn't it?
Vase. Some people do. I never know who to expect it from too. Like, just that's the way they pronounce Vase or Vase, and suddenly I'm Vase. Hey, Vase, what do you think about that? You got it wrong.
That's what I think. You got it wrong.
Yeah. I don't personally care. People can pronounce it however they want, but in my head, I'm like, it's Vase. Still better than my old stop motion stuff. Well, it's certainly easier than just basic stop motion, because some of the stuff in that animation was like the snowman, for instance, that I was using character animator. So that actually really helps with mouth movements and stuff like that. I didn't have to use that in this. I wasn't that advanced with it yet, but the arm movements, because you're basically animating a puppet. It's so as many joints or different limbs as you want to give it and manipulate, it will react. And then the thing is, you re-record over multiple times. So maybe one time you'll just be doing the left arm and you'll make all the motions for the left arm that you need. And then the next time you go through, that's in there, but then you have to do the right arm. So it allows you to really do detailed stuff like that if you know what you're doing. It took me a long time to learn just this much. And I haven't worked with it a whole lot since then. But a lot of that other stuff is like done in After Effects. Like the whole background is something that I actually just bought from someone. It was just a image of like a town, and then I used that. I blew up several different parts of that, and then I made the alleyway myself and just transitioned to it with like snap cuts, so you don't notice as much that it's not like the same alleyway or whatever. And then I had a bunch of little like sound effects for when he was throwing stuff. That's fun. And I thought the story itself was kind of fun because I was like, everybody knows about the snowman comes to life with the hat, but this time he's digging in the trash for a nose. And it's a bunch of stuff that you would never. This kid's story is not a kid's story any longer. Because I thought that was funny. And I do think South Park's funny, and that's also why I animated the kids like that. I was like, how can I do this? I don't want to have to like show their arms and legs. I almost did it. Actually, I did do it later when they're walking, the sideways little hopping for how they walk. That's exactly how they did on South Park. Hey, Cam.
Oh, Cameron, run away. He's bad mouthing The Last Jedi.
Well, I wasn't actually. He missed all of that. This
I
is
know
a great
he did.
time for him to get involved.
We'll hear about it later.
To learn how to do animations. Yeah, the thing is, the technology's advanced so far that it's like really there's some really interesting ways to do it now. Like I said, the character animator program is the way that I did it, but there's other ones out there, and it's not. You think back to the days of animation, like actual hand-drawn animation, I would never want to do that. I couldn't do that. I'm terrible at drawing. Like, I'm not good, but this is not drawing. You know, it's different. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's digital art, so there's the tools that you have can make it a lot easier to do things that you couldn't normally do by hand. It's pretty awesome. Pretty incredible. South Park is a great basic template for that. I mean, because they were literally doing stop motion when they first started. They were using pieces of felt for like the original South Park like concept stuff, and now they do it using the new technologies and stuff, and that's why they're able to stay like so topical. Is because with the new, they've been doing it for a while that way. 6 days to air was that documentary they did on it. They come up with the idea, do all the voice and stuff while it's still within like a week of it coming out. No other cartoon can do that. Other people are starting to catch up, but even The Simpsons made jokes about it. Krusty the Clown is like, all of these movies that we're referencing came out over a year ago. It's like the stupid animators couldn't get the cartoon out fast enough. And it's like, yeah, because it takes that long to animate it and like get all the voices, and you see how today people aren't used to it with like Rick and Morty. And the fans are always like, when's it coming out? And Dan Harmon's like, they have to draw it. Like, and most things aren't really like hand drawn in that way anymore. Almost nothing. Even I don't think Rick and Morty even is, but it still takes a lot of time to. I mean, South Park isn't exactly the pinnacle of like good animation. Still, but it's fast and it's crude, and that's the
way the show is.
That's what you signed up for, yeah. Fast and crude. 6 days to air was great. Very fascinating, awesome, interesting stuff. And yeah, I like old school stuff. And one of my professors, oh my gosh, she had to do this really long. It was partially done with clay, and she would mold the clay and then take a picture of it under glass. And it took her months and months and months and months to do. And she showed it to us, and it was like 3 minutes long. I was like, oh, I cannot be that. It's impressive as hell, but I'm just not built to like
the patience
mold a piece of clay and like, yeah, I don't. Wow. I mean, it was really amazing, the whole process, everything she did. And she used to do other different animations and stuff that used to be on Sesame Street, and she'd done all kinds of shows. So like, she was legit and knew what she was talking about, but she was doing some more of that old school stuff. And actually, she was one of the only people that did that style. And I was like, I think there's a reason for that. Nobody else wants to take that long to do that. South Park is great testimony to minimal but perfect storytelling. They have a wonderful way of blowing things out of proportion in a way that's referencing how things are currently being blown out of proportion. Like, they blow out of proportion the things that are currently being blown out of proportion in society. And I think that's very funny. And usually when the only time people think it's not funny is when it's something that they personally care about. So, what are you gonna do? I haven't actually watched South Park though for the last season.
Oh, you need to go watch all the COVID stuff. Is hilarious.
How did I miss that? Because I was really watching it there.
It's great. They had 2 specials. In fact, it was like the quarantine special, 2 quarantine specials, I believe, where it wasn't really an episode within the season. It was just kind of here's a little thing by itself. And one of them was it was like half the kids were like the vaccine, and then the other half of the kids were like, well, we're all part of Trump's QAnon conspiracy theories. And I mean, it was wild, but it was hilarious.
Sounds about right. Wild and hilarious. Yep. Okay. So no. Know what else I want to get at while I'm here? That was a good half hour. That's a good celebration, I think. Tired. We did a bunch of reactions before this and wipe me out, man. So many reactions.
And Dave missed out on it.
You know what he said 8:30, and I was thinking 8:30 his time, which is like 9:30 my time. Or he said maybe
I said something.
He said 7, or maybe he said 7:30, and I was thinking, oh, it's 8:30 our time. Uh-oh.
That's not if we had
my time was screwed up.
We had people.
I was like, holy smokes, they're starting already, and I'm like, we're right in the middle of bath time. We haven't gone to bed yet, and it's
more important.
The kid stuff.
More important, I say. They got a good thing going.
How many seasons are they at now?
20s. Maybe.
It's a lot. And as bad as they are, and as crude and as crass, and I mean, nothing is off limits. Obviously, nothing is off. They'll make fun of anything and everything. But so far as I know, they've only had the one episode to where there's only one episode, and you can't play it in syndication anymore. And it's not even on like HBO Max on the lineups and stuff. It's like if you buy the DVDs, you get that episode, but that's only if you buy that. And I forgot, it's like 4th or 5th season. It was the Super Best Friends episode. But,
is that the one with Muhammad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one where it was Jesus was like, it was like the Super Friends, but it was like Jesus and Buddha and Allah and whatever Hindu, with arms and yeah, Muhammad was one of them. And he had like one line. He said, "Yeah, I think they're coming." And that was like it. but because he was in it, and after all of that stuff in, what was that, 05, 06, where they were, that newspaper got him in trouble.
Yeah. That wasn't the only Muhammad episode, but
no, they did the one where
everyone was burying their heads underground.
Yeah, that was the Family Guy. It was Family Guy that was doing it. It wasn't them, it was Family Guy.
And that was they had the little Bart crossover. Oh my god. Or their version of Bart. Oh man. He's like, I like to pull pranks on people. It's like, what's the most evil thing you've ever done? I once killed a kid's parents and made him eat them in a chili contest.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Cartman.
Oh, you go right ahead, dude.
Yeah. Oh man. It's on a different level. Anyway, thank you, Real Captain Jack, for butt cheeks. And congrats on 1K money time. Thank you. It's nice to be back in action. I stepped away for a while. I literally didn't post anything for like 5 or 6 months. And partially because I was doing stuff with Geek News Now. I was just trying to get everything done there. But then I looked over at And I was like, I got a bunch of suggestions. Like a bunch of people were suggesting different reaction videos for me to do. And I was like, this is bad. And I kept getting more subscribers. I was like, I mean, it's good. It's good that people are like enjoying the stuff and want more. But I was like, it's bad that I haven't been here for so long. And so as soon as I got back and did a couple George Carlin reaction videos, I mean, the response was immediate. People came flying out. They were like, Vase, where have you been? Check out this video. And I was like, okay. And, you know, I'm at least going to be back doing the reaction videos. I'm not going to be doing a lot more cartoon type things. The music videos that I was doing, those edits are now going to be over on Geek News Now. That's where that playlist actually is. Trailers and music videos. All the new stuff is over there. And I actually inspired one of my other Geek News Now teammates to start doing it. And he just put out a great Guardians of the Galaxy Cats in the Cradle music video.
Oh, that wasn't. I swore
that was John
yours.
Biscardi.
Was it?
Yeah, that
wow.
was John.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I added the I did a little bit of color and like editing, and I added the lyrics in that part. But he did the
cutting together.
Yeah, the cutting. He did all that.
No, that was a good one. And that's. I mean, I like the Ugly Kid Joe version better myself, but hey, what are you gonna do?
I thought it was great the way like he just connected some of those things. I was considering doing one with Iron Man myself, but I just didn't have things got crazy for me. I didn't have time to do anything. How I consider doing meme reviews. Cam, I don't even know how I do that necessarily. Is that literally just what it sounds like? Am I criticizing memes?
Look at it.
Send me an example of like what you think are good ones, and maybe I don't know. So far, I pretty much just do comedy reaction views, although that's not entirely true. I've taken my trailer reactions over to Geek News Now as well. But before,
oh no,
not again! Oh no, not again!
Scott, I think
I heard him.
He's trying to come back. Come on, Chris.
Oh no. It's all too familiar. Something like this has happened before.
Yeah, so it happened earlier tonight, so.
Oh, it did? During reaction?
Yeah, during a reaction video.
What did y'all did G.I. Joe and oh, there he is.
Hey, he's back.
Hey.
Anyway,
you're cursed.
It wouldn't be one of my videos if that didn't happen for some godforsaken reason. I'm not kidding. Like that used to happen to me all the time. Back when I was doing a lot more random live streams, I used to just be hopping on. If someone's like having a live stream, I'd be like, woohoo, woo, jumping in. But then my Wi-Fi, and I'd just be stuck for a couple moments, like, or like however I ended up getting stuck. There was one time actually I was making a point or something. I was going like that, and I got stuck like just like that. And they made me into the cat meme with the lady and the cat. They took my Frozen because I was going, and someone did it. I saw it the next day on Twitter. They were like, "Hey, Vase, look, you're that stupid cat meme," and I was just like, "Yes!" I loved it. I was like, "Do it every time." I love that kind of thing. Yeah, I felt honored, and it wasn't the only meme I've been involved. Like nothing that ever got like, because no one knows who I am really, other than the people watching these different live streams. But you know, it's fun. I like it when people have fun. Throw me in a meme. Especially if it's one like that. That was hilarious. Thoughts and prayer. Every time I read that screen name, I'm like thoughts and prayers, and then I'm like, no wait, end prayers. Oh wow. I love it. Congrats, man. Carlin led me to you. Anyone who appreciates that legend is cool in my books. He is a legend, and he's part of what got me into comedy in the first place. I suppose I should try and find one of my comedy videos and play one of those. Let me see. Cam said, check out Dr. Mike meme reviews. He just sits back and laughs at medical memes. Okay, I'll check that out. Next time you freeze, I should have changed that in here. He's good at this too. Now I'm terrified. Now I'm looking forward to it. It's exactly what I deserve. I tell you what, let's watch this wonderful video again. And while we're doing that, I'm going to see if I can find one of my comedy bits. I think I should have one pretty close at hand. So.
Dude, I'm telling you, with my religion, all you have to do is you just pray and you get whatever you want. I'm telling you.
Man, I'm certain that's not how this works.
Really, just have faith in me, bro. Just watch. Oh, powerful man in the sky, deliver unto me, your faithful servant, a frosty cold one. Oh!
That's very Monty Python. I've determined that. That's
if you go back and look at the first video that I ever published on my channel, it was actually the thing that I did before this. It was an editing class, and we had to make a trailer for a movie, but you had to like swap the genre. So I made a Monty Python horror movie trailer, and that was like one of the first things. And that's partially what also got me into like my love of like editing and like changing stuff up and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Monty Python. Thank you. To say that I love Monty Python, by the way, that's an awesome compliment. Let me see here. Oh, no. Okay, so this was a long time ago. But when I was doing stand-up comedy, so this is before I even went back to college. This is probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago. 6 or 7 years ago, maybe 6. I don't know. Anyway, it was while I was doing stand-up comedy. This bit was called The Elephant in the Room. And I'm like, why do people start saying that? Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why did that become a thing? Here's an example. The elephant in the room. Now, what that means, if someone's talking about the elephant in the room, it's the thing that everybody in the room knows about, but nobody's talking about. That's the elephant in the room. Like, you can't miss it. Everybody knows, but nobody's talking about it. Excuse me. If I walk into a room and there's an elephant in the room, that's going to be the first topic of our conversation. Like, I just be hanging out with my friend Josh, going to Josh's house, walking in. Hey, yo, Josh. We were talking about tax returns, and that's very important. I want to get back to that subject. But you got an elephant in your room. You got an elephant in your room, and there's no explaining the elephant in the room because it's in the middle of your house. You got human-sized doors, and none of them are broken. So there's some kind of wizard that put an elephant in your room, and I don't understand how it got there. And you probably don't have the equipment necessary to deal with this beast. Like, you don't have the food. How many peanuts do you have in this house? Like, I don't think I know the elephant's like peanuts, and it's fucking eyeing your piano right now, man. Is that real ivory in that piano? That could be his fucking uncle over there. An elephant never forgets. He's probably planning to kill us right now. Got closed on that joke. Short my hair was. Oh my gosh.
I know. I was going to comment on that. I didn't even recognize you.
So short of hair. Kind of like there.
Yeah, that one too. No beard.
Yeah, no beard. Well, there's starting to grow back in.
little baby face going on there.
I'm trying to see where I was at different times here. Irish pub in France. Let's see. I think I was outside the March Day film. Nope, that was eggs. Oh, that is funny though. It has nothing to do with Cannes. This is when I was in Cannes International Film Festival.
Merci beaucoup.
That's some sort of French.
So I'm
Here we
waiting
go.
on this shuttle to come get me, and I'm pretty sure this is where it's supposed to come get me. But we got eggs. There's like a carton of eggs. Just a carton of eggs sitting on an electrical box. I don't know. I forgot their eggs.
France.
How about eggs?
How about eggs?
Okay, I'm gonna walk through, and we're gonna see.
I think this is outside of near where like the front gates are, and this is well before like opening. So this is where a bunch of people would gather and just be like, "Does anybody have tickets? Can I get
people with the signs?"
Yeah, they're looking for tickets.
All the people. So I just went through security, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like outside of security.
Security was heavy. And that's earlier in the day.
Opening night of the Cannes Film Festival, baby.
Anyway.
So question.
Yeah.
Hang on, I lost my train of thought, but I did have a okay, yeah. Here's my question. So you've got this pass, and it's all access, and you can go anywhere and do anything. So when you walked past those people with the I'm looking for tickets, were you like sticking out your chest, going, "Yep, I'm going to go. I'll just walk right in."
Sometimes.
Later, y'all.
Yeah. I'm going to go, oh, look, there's the yachts over there, right on the other side of the pavilions where we've got everything, so we can just go party over there. I think I was near there. Oh my gosh, look at how just gorgeous it is there. And I got to tell you, I had to buy those sunglasses because it's so bright. It is so... And I know you're always wearing sunglasses, blah, blah, blah. No. I had one of my colored pairs of sunglasses. That wasn't good enough. I needed actual legitimate sunglasses because on that beach on the south of France in summertime, it is freaking bright. And that week, it was kind of like inclement weather, which meant it rained sometimes. But like when it didn't and it was sunny, you can't see unless you have sunglasses on. It's just ridiculous. Oh, Irish pub.
Were you wearing your sunglasses at night?
I usually do, but that was a lot of fun. I got close to, I didn't get to meet him, but I saw Sylvester Stallone. He was being honored, and they showed the first Rambo in like the main theater where they have all the premieres. It was incredible. I got to walk the red carpet that night. Yeah.
Wow.
I had to be in a tuxedo. I don't have a picture on me right now, but I had to be in a tuxedo, and so it was funny because one of my roommates basically he had a cashmere vest over top his. But they won't let you walk the red carpet if you're not wearing things for that because you'll be on like TV. And also when you first walk in, they put you, whoever's walking the carpet at the time, on the theater screen. So whoever's already inside can see who's walking down the red carpet on the theater screen. So when I walked down, I was like, whoever. And they won't let you take selfies. If you try and stop and take a selfie on the red carpet, like they're on you. They're on you. And like I said, they won't let you walk if you're not. They have fashion police. So we go up and we're about to walk the red carpet, and they stop my roommate. And they're like, you have to take that off. And he's like, what? And they're like, you have to take off the sweater vest. And they're like partly speaking French and like broken English. And oh wait, someone said, bring me a shrubbery and congrats on your mouth. Thank you, Roy. Roy's good. Anyway, so right, fractured English. They're like, you got to take this sweater vest off before you can walk the red carpet. But but they're kind of speaking of broken English, and so they try and use me as example. So she points at me, and I looked pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but she points at me and she goes, "You gotta look good like him," and I just busted out laughing. I just started losing it because I was just like, I don't think ever in my life have I been pointed to as like the fashionable one. And it wasn't the only time it happened while I was there. Other times, like this guy who was like in fashion was like, "You look so great today. Like, where did you pick out that shirt?" I was like, "My mom got me this shirt before I came here because she was like, you need a good shirt." And he was like, I think he was like, "Oh no,
I bought it off the clearance rack at
Walmart."
Walmart.
But so anyway, while I'm busting out laughing just because I'm now apparently on the red carpet premiere night at the International Film Festival in Cannes, I'm being used as an example of how you should look. And so while I'm losing it over that, because to me it's just too surreal, he walks. They're looking at me. He goes, and so then I look. I'm standing there by myself, and I was like, there was nothing wrong with. Hey, I look good. And so I turned and I walked down. I meet him at the top of the stairs. And he's like, "Yeah, they were like looking at you because you were laughing so hard." And so I just took my opportunity and I walked. And I was like, and then we went and watched Rambo. And after that, we went to the Ritz-Carlton and got whiskey that was way overpriced, but. Anyway, and so Sylvester Stallone, he was there. He made a speech. It was awesome. So I was in the same room as him. Willem Dafoe, I shook his hand, and I was in a room where he gave like a 45-minute like interview essentially with people, everyone that was there. Basically, it was a lot of the press and also some of the interns got to go in, and it was the internship was called the American Pavilion internship. If you look it up, if you're interested, it's available for like film students. So who knows, and it cost me $4,000 plus the plane ticket. Yeah. To go do it.
Wow. And
I did a lot of fundraising for that. That was another reason I started the YouTube channel. Well, not started, but certainly once I started putting out pleas for money and stuff like that. That helped me raise money. And it was so funny because, there's some rich freaking people that obviously are going on this trip. And at one point I was mentioning that I'd started a GoFundMe for this, and this rich kid who I'm also 10 years older than most of the people there, by the way. Because it's a bunch of college kids, and I was finishing college at 29. 30 is when I graduated, but I was 29 then. And so and I didn't look it either. Like you guys were saying baby face and stuff like that. Every time I told someone I was 20, they're like, "What?" Because they're like 18 and 19, 20. They're like, "We get to drink over here." And I'm just like, that'll be neat for you. So yeah, I was also like older. But it was a great opportunity. Once I saw the opportunity, and I didn't think I would get in, and then I got in, and then it was just like, I'll find a way to get this money if I got the chance to go over there. So Willem Dafoe, what's his name? Booger from Revenge of the Nerds was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award like at the pavilion where I was working. I got some pictures of him. I got to meet him. Huh?
For being Booger?
Well, no, for just all of his different roles. I just always go back to that one. And that's what he even said during his speech. He's like, "I'll always just be known as Booger, no matter what I do in this life, like it'll be, hey, you're that guy who played Booger." And it's like, yes, that's me. So that was pretty awesome. A bunch of different premieres that I didn't get to go to, but I was just around for, and tons of movies that I got to see early. Because even if you didn't get to go to the premiere, they have other showings of it. So like I saw Parasite, which won tons of awards that year. It won the March Day film. It won the Cannes. So won everything. I saw that not on premiere, but later. I saw like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood early, all the different movies. And The Lighthouse, that was one of the ones. Willem Dafoe was there partially to talk about that movie that he did with Robert Pattinson. That one was nuts. And so I got to see all of those movies like months and months before they like came out for regular release, which is just neat.
I think Parasite cleaned up pretty well at the Oscars too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it won tons of awards once it got there too. Yeah, it like, boom, and yeah, it was totally awesome. The other thing that you didn't really get to see so much there, but I think I have other videos on it somewhere, is the actual film festival itself, the Marchu Day Film, as they call it. Let's see, that's kind of where I'm walking through there. but you can't see much. But there's booths for like every. That's where it is. Okay.
Videos in here because these people are trying to sell films, and
it's just tons of booths, basically sorted by country, trying to sell all different kinds of films.
Literally a bunch of. I just walked out of the.
Yeah. So they just have tables. It'd be like Argentina. It's like, why you should film in Argentina? Movies being made in Argentina. And they're just trying to sell. And one of the, I guess, like people that were he works with the American Pavilion and stuff. He is a producer on several different things. And he was telling me that he was like, yeah, I walked up to this booth. I ended up talking to this guy and we're going to be working on making this thing. I was like, oh, that's crazy, dude. That's you literally. And so there was a lot of that type of thing. I actually made some good connections with some people there, but clearly not. I probably didn't do as well as I could have in that respect, but what are you going to do? It was nuts. So anyway, yeah, that was Cannes. Amazing time. Lots of fun. I hosted a karaoke night too. That was awesome. And that's when this German chick actually got up. She sang 99 Red Balloons. I sang Dream On by Aerosmith. She gave me her card and she's like, we need to get you we need to get you a record. I was like, in Germany or like where? Like what's happening? But so many people are like handing out cards left and right, you never know. But also some of those people are legit. Like I met somebody I was talking about Star Wars with, because I was talking about Star Wars with as many people as possible, was like, oh yeah, a good friend of mine works on the Clone Wars, and he is talking about how he doesn't know what they're doing with like the current, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, he would feel that way, and because that was before Rise of Skywalker had come out still. Yeah, May 2019. So that was still all happening. It was crazy. What a time. What a time in our lives. I'm still waiting on the documentary for the behind the scenes on the sequel trilogy to come out. But it probably never will. Like the Heart of Darkness Apocalypse Now. Like I want to see what happened. And at the same time, I want to forget and just move on. And for that, I'll have a beer. Anyway, now we've been going for an hour. Stretch that out. Happy monetization and 1,000 subscribers to me. I want to thank everyone that showed up in the comments. I especially want to thank David and Debbie for actually showing up and hanging out on screen with me. And I it's crazy to me that I didn't even use so many of my hilarious. Like, where was that?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Did they shut up and take my money? I think
it's almost like.
Oh, that's not right.
It's almost like I was sitting here talking. And I didn't have any time. What about? Oh.
Go buy the shirt. There's shirts.
Buy the shirt. There's shirts. That's right. Get your shirt today. I'll put that in the description of this video later. Woohoo! Anyway, thank you for everyone that showed up. Thank you for everyone that has supported me all this time throughout all of my various nonsense. And you can look forward to more nonsense to come. That's it. That's it for us today. See you, Chewy. I just saw it. Debbie's cat.
Yes, Chewy.
You just see a tail come across.
Always has to make an appearance.
It's like Jaws. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
See, Chewy, you've come to the right place. Okay, but that's it for us. We're out of here.